To the 2.5 hours of Nurburgring, an hour left in the session. I was racing, but I'm very sleep deprived, as you can tell, against the race. After working long shifts and all that, it just wore me out in this race, so I'm going to broadcast this for you. We started out with 7 drivers, we're down to 3, which is the toughest race on the schedule for any SCL sanction event. I think this is the toughest one to finish. And it's a race a lot right now with under an hour left. He's completed 11 laps, and right now he has a 2.5 minute lead over a watcher who, surprisingly enough, has a pretty torn up shoulder. And I know he drives a wheel, so this is tough for him, and he's lasting longer than I can. So good by him. He's definitely going to gain a lot of points today. And then Bedazzled, making us think it's, I can't remember if it's his third or second race start, but it's here at the Nurburgring, and he's doing a hell of a job. 4.5 minutes off the pace, but nonetheless still racing, which is better than what I can say at the moment. See him spinning out right there. It's something everyone's been doing today. So like I said, it started out with 7, down to 3. That's this race in a nutshell, man. It's just, you gotta finish it. Sometimes you just can't. Me being one of them. I don't usually end races early, but when you're in that condition right now, it's pretty tough to finish a race, especially when I worked this morning from 5:30 to 10. So I'm tired. Let's see. I'm gonna look at the points for you guys. We'll watch this later. Okay, so this is Bedazzled's second race, believe it or not. So he keeps going, indeed he does. There's Watcher coming through the stadium section. Comes to the GP circuit. Fog is starting to roll in. It was forecasted a little bit of fog tonight at Nurburgring. In real life, so simulating that with some fog as well. I don't know how heavy a fog, so it's pretty light, but the fog is starting to roll in a little bit. This Watcher, I think, is starting to have his shoulder problems flare up. Kudos to him, man. He's absolutely pushed through that, and he's flying. After this race went a long nap before the Camel GT race. That's happening. So heading on to the Nordschleife goes Watcher. Not the turnout we wanted here at Nurburgring, but sometimes you can't help it. And not to mention, this is Nurburgring in the Nordschleife. It's going to be a pretty low turnout to not many people want to run it. It's a race that's putting on a pace right now. His fast laps at 8:30, 8:27.4. He's putting on a blister pace in that Bentley. That's Bedazzled. This is scheduled. leading the Rolex Endurance Cup and also the ILMS GT points. So he's going to walk out of here leading both of those. See if he can get it done today. Next week we're back in the swing of things as we'll be running at Imola for 90 minutes of Imola. LMP2 will be back on track. So back in the swing of things next weekend. Ooh, so it's like getting really loose off the front turn. As this is scheduled. I believe this is the final stop of the day for him. Coming in on lap 11. Run 11 laps here. That's how big this track is. I think it's going fuel only. What's the race lot? Race slot now has a 2-minute 48-second lead over Walker. Stayed at the top of the Atwar, which I retired due to not being able to finish this race by sleep deprived. But started out with 7 drivers, pretty good field. Started dwindling as we got through. Drivers getting beaten by Nurburgring. Probably the toughest track on the SCL calendar. Definitely the toughest race. It's never going to have that big of a turnout, but the people who finish it do get to say they got to finish Nurburgring. I think in itself is enough to brag about. First time here, but I don't think it's going to be our last, that's for sure. This race getting a little loose and moving off the track here. 9 minutes left. Oh, Ruthie. I'll go to bed after this. If I'm not racing, I'll be broadcasting. That's how I roll. This track's tough. This track's very tough. Dazzle making a second start in ILMS, and it's his second start at the Nurburgring, so credit to him, he's definitely showing it. Even if he's not running with a good pace, I mean, running third right now. And you know what? He started last, the driver started falling out, and he's made his way to third. 5 minutes off, but still third place, gaining points. For the most part, hopefully going to finish this race, so we can say he finished at Nurburgring, which some of the best in the SCL can't even do. Me included, I can't even finish here, so kudos to him. Watcher now onto the GP circuit yet again. In the grand scheme of things, we've only done 12 laps, which is unbelievable when you think about it, but you gotta remember how big this track is. You know, some tracks you might complete about 60 laps. Here you're completing about only, I think by the end of this, under 20 laps. Not even. I think about 16 is going to be the max lap number we're going to get to. Put some perspective how big this track is. 2.5 hours, you can only complete about 16 to 18 laps. It's crazy. Next season, it's still up to debate if we're going to be running the Nordschleife for the GP circuit. Since next year we have LMP1 as the top class, and GTE will select the cars as your bottom class. So the question becomes, do we run the Nordschleife again with the GT3 cars? Possibly like a Le Mans style. Probably off in the off season or the beginning of the season or during an off week. Possibly might be able to run the Nordschleife version, but next season might be the GP circuit for the 2.5 hours. Tonight, Road America for the Camel GT Series. Looking forward to that. It's going to be a good one. Possible forecast of rain, depending on if that front decides to quick itself up and get to Elkhart Lake by tonight. So it'll be interesting to see if it rains at Road America, which it's not raining there. Tomorrow calls for a ton of rain, so we might have missed it out by a day. But here, no rain, none whatsoever. Just a little bit of fog, which, to be honest, in the green hills of Germany, it's going to be foggy no matter what part of the season is. Usually in the spring and the fall is when you get the heaviest fog, but in the summer you get that nice dew fog, I call it. It's light, but it's there. through it all, watch are still only 3 minutes back, and you might be going, well, 3 minutes is a big gap. It is, but it's still 44 minutes, and anything can and will happen here. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But right now, it doesn't look like anything might happen. The pace Sir Racelot's putting on, his camera can't even keep up with him. As he's heading down the backstretch now. Fog starting to come in now at the end of this race. A lot of questions about the future of the GT3 category in ILMS for sure, and even the Sunday Cup League. That's for sure. Possibly their final race this for some time. Probably going to be Le Mans this season. GT3 getting the Pro-Am go ahead for Le Mans, so you'll see GT3 cars out there with GTE and GT1 cars. So a full GT grid at Le Mans. A lot of discussion: should the GT3 category stay or should it go next season? A lot of consensus for it to go and possibly bring in a clear category to compensate for the LMP1 class that might be coming in next season. A few drivers also asking for it to stay. The consensus is there for having it, but the consensus is also there for it to step back a little bit. Good season with it though. Enjoyed the racing. Really competitive racing in the GT3 class. Good diverse field as well. This class is Sir Racelot getting very tail happy through that section. See, comments are starting to come in. I'm gonna read them here just to see what we got to talk about here. How big was the starting grid? 7 people was the starting grid. So 7 people started, 3 people were left. So we've dwindled it down. We had 12 qualifiers. 7 people showed up to start this event. We're down to 3. So your podium's pretty much set unless something happens. Because technically I retired the pit, so if someone leaves, I would be in the podium spot. So Racelot really pushing now. He doesn't need to, but I think he's going for quick laps. His last time by was a 9:34.184, so almost a minute slower than what he's been running. There's Watcher in the Ferrari. Coming down the back straight. As we mentioned before, he had a blown shoulder. Really messed up shoulder. And he's pushing through for 2.5 hours in the Ferrari. Not the easiest car to drive by any means. You put in a damaged shoulder, definitely not the easiest car ever to drive. That car is very tail happy as he hits down towards the final chicane. Fog really rolling in now, as it's that time of night at Nurburgring. It's gonna be foggy. Coming off the final chicane and down the front straightaway. There you see that fog. Hopefully the camera picks it up entering turn 1. There, yeah, you can barely see the headlights. Or at least the car. As he comes into focus now. And then the turn 1 complex. Very much so. Look back at your rookie of the race. Dazzled, making his first Nurburgring start and also a second ever race at ILMS. So doing what he can do is pretty good. I gotta give him credit. He's pushing through as slow down here. Oh, retired a pit. Just as I was giving him credit. Retires a pit. So 2 drivers left. There were 2. What happened to me? I am very sleep deprived. That is what's happened to me. When you can barely keep your eyes open to drive the Nurburgring, I thought it better be to park it than to possibly wreck someone or cause a distraction more than it is. So I decided to park it. Man, oh man, that fog kicked in, didn't it? 38.04 left. Watcher very slow. As we mentioned before, he had shoulder problems. Will this be the end of Watcher's race? I believe it might be. As indeed it is. So 1 driver left on track. It is Sir Racelot, so there is right now your winner. So we started with 7, ended at 1. Believe it or not. Credit the Watcher though. I mean, pushing through like that. Absolutely spectacular stuff. As it stands right now, this is how it's going to finish up. So Racelot, pretty much the only driver on track, but if the drivers stay in the room, it would be me, 4th, Bedazzled 3rd, Watcher 2nd, so Racelot 1st. Minutes left. Definitely not what you want to see is 1 driver left on track, racing himself, but sometimes it happens. Sometimes it does happen, especially here at Nurburgring. Been in races in the past in other leagues where we only had 2 finishers. We started out with 16. So it is not rare to have 1 finisher left at Nurburgring in league racing. On the Nordschleife is not around. Unheard of, believe me. So the reason why you're seeing 1 car, you shouldn't be going, oh, that's must be just a bad room. No, it's just the track. It's just the nature of the beast. You're not going to have many finishers at Nurburgring, no matter what. So Racelot pretty much putting in hot laps now, as that fog is severely kicked in. It's up to him. If he wanted to retire to pit box, he would still get the win. But he's a trooper. He's gonna run this. He's gonna run the rest of this race out. No problem. But as we're just watching this race a lot, I guess I can just go into talk mode to keep myself awake. Start talking. Let's see. Let's talk about possibly. Like I said, let's just talk about next season. Sir Race Lot getting very lordy. That's a big wreck for Sir Race Lot there. Very hard lick for Sir Race Lot, but he's still determined to finish this race. You know what? Kudos to him for that. He could be the only driver in the SCL saying he's finished Nurburgring. Which puts him on a pedestal, I guess. Actually, not I guess, absolutely. On a pedestal above the other sports car drivers. Let's talk about next season. Well, next season, the plan is to have your LMP1 consisted of LMPH and LMP1 cars in the game. LMPH is the hybrids, while your LMP1 is your 2014 LMP1 cars, and your Merrick's and rear-wheel drive LMPs, which we've tested, and they're all the same speed, so it's not like, oh, this one's better than that. No, they're pretty much equal in every aspect. It's just one's newer than the other. Sir Race Lot, I think, is getting a little messed up by this here fog bank that's rolled in. "30 minutes remaining on the clock," and the plan is for GTE to have Aston Martin, BMW, and Porsche represent the class, with your Corvette, Ford, and Ferrari being in the Camel GT, along with the Aston BMW over there. But over here, you only get to pick from the three. Now, why? Why is it Aston Martin, BMW, and Porsche? Well, we looked at statistics, and BMW and Aston were not being used much, so might as well run them over here. Ooh, something's up with that car. He's not having good anything with that. I think the Espedazzle has just left the session, so put me up to third place. If you want to gain points, if you retire to pit box and you want to gain points, you gotta stay in the room. You can't leave. We don't mind you retire to pit box. It's just if you want to gain points, you cannot leave. Sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes you gotta go, which is fine. But no points will be awarded for that. Well, back to the next season. A couple tracks will be joining the schedule. As of now, the schedule has not been finalized, nor will it be till the end of the season. But the rumor is Dubai will be gone. Fuji might be replaced with Sakito. So a lot of race fans might like that track. It's pretty much Suzuka. This is track's version of Suzuka's. Sir Race Lot's just getting just unhappy with the car. Half it might be the tires are getting cooler. I mean, you know, not compensating for maybe cooler track temps. Yeah, he's just wrecking now. season. Looking forward to it. Like I said, Dubai leaving, Zakito probably taking over for Fuji. Although with the LMP1 class coming in, Fuji might be staying as the first race of the season. This race might be moved up or back with the inclusion of Daytona in the summertime, or the day race at Daytona in the sports cars. And a 1 hour sprint at Daytona is possible for the ILMS, which will be the second US track on the schedule. Sorry, he's just driving like the car isn't even, because he's driving like the car still has super hot tires, and he just can't drive like that now. As he's got the tires up to temp again, but the track's just not the same. The track's down to 84 degrees. And yeah, it's still summer. The track's only at 84 degrees. Rumors were it'll be GT1 next season, but that's not happening. But it will be GT1 at Le Mans, and this guy looking like he might be a favorite to be in that class, as it's only for the champions of the Camel GT and ILMS that get to race the GT1 class. So your LMP champions and your GT champions, so 4 drivers in total, get to run GT1 for the overall win at Le Mans. So right now, it's looking like he's the favorite to join them. Now the dilemma is he's leading, I believe, both GT classes, so he's one of the 2 drivers might get in. Depends on what category he decides to take his championship into Le Mans with. If he chooses Camel GT, you might see Watcher in at Le Mans for the GT1 class. If he chooses ILMS as his championship, you might see one of the 2 drivers, or the driver from Camel GT's GT Series, jump in. If he does win both. There's 25 minutes left now at Nurburgring, and around he goes again. He's dropped off. He's not going to get through there. There he goes, retires the pit box, and that's the race. There's your finishing order from Nurburgring. That's the race. That's it. Thank you for watching the Nurburgring 2.5 hours. Probably not going to run the Nürburgring Nordschleife again, but that's all up to drivers. We'll see you next time, and we'll see you tonight at Road America.